year. Now we're on the 26th of Adar. Chavav Adar marks the Hilula of a really great famous Persian rabbi. His name was Harav Ezra ציון Melamed-Cohen. Great rabbi of his time. He happened to also be a professor. We're going to learn about towards the end of this, let's say, clip on the great rabbi. He actually came from great rabbinic auspices. His father was a famous Rabbi Melamed-Cohen, a rabbi we spoke about quite recently. He was like the, let's say, the main Persian rabbi of Jerusalem during his time period. Now, it's interesting. Rabbi Ezra will become a great rabbi, very, very knowledgeable with regards to the Torah and the Talmud also respectively, and would become a prominent rabbi in Jerusalem of various different synagogues also. And well, let's just say one of the founders of the Jerusalem Academic School of Jewish Research, and was a distinguished student of various different, let's say, thinkers, especially Rabbi Yaakov Nachman Halevi Epstein, who happened to be a professor also in his time period of, I believe, the Hebrew University, if I'm not mistaken, of the Jewish studies in of itself. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, he was born, I believe, on November the 20th in 1903 and passed away in March the 9th in the English year 1994, 31 years ago, here at the time of recording. He was born in an area in Iran called Shiraz. Shiraz had a very strong Jewish community in its time, one of the main Jewish centers in Iran, respectively. He would, I think, emigrate to the land of Israel in the year 1907. He was very, very young at that stage in time, maybe about 3-4 years of age at that point in time. And he'll make Aliyah, I believe, travel with his mother, and I think afterwards his father, the great Rabbi Melamed-Cohen, would actually come, and they'll be very much part of, let's say, the Persian Jewish community in Jerusalem, respectively. And I'll recommend everyone to watch back in the video we did of the Hilul of Rabbi Melamed-Cohen. I would relate over much of the history about the great Chacham. He would actually learn in various different Torah study programs in schools. The famous Doresh ציון school, the Bet Midrash, respectively, a place that was very much a Talmud Torah in Jerusalem, which is spoken about on various occasions before. I think there was another prominent school at that point in time called Aprion. This was, I think, and the Yeshivat Sion, very much. We have to. Then there was a Beit Knesset Agudat Siorei Ras. This was, I think, at that point in time, along with Rabbi Avram Ezra Nisan. They were very much part of that synagogue over there. This was, I think, based in the Nachlaot neighborhood in Jerusalem, a place we visited on this channel on various occasions before. Now, I believe it was in the year 1926, at that point in time. He would have been about 22, 23 years of age. He would get married to his wife, Rabbanit Shoshana Rotman. She happened to be the daughter, I believe, of a Chabad Chassid, if I'm not mistaken, Rab Menachem Mendel Rotman, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe they would actually live in Beit Vegan. I think they were one of the first people to actually live there. And I think they would later on move to Bat Yam. It's reported over. They would meet, I think, in... there was different classes, I think, connected to the Rav Kook institutions at that point in time, where Rav Kook was the chief rabbi of the land of Israel, I think actually between the years 1921 to 1935. A great rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. Now, he was one of the first students at Institute of Jewish Studies. This was, I think it was a Faculty of Humanities at Hebrew University, this was. And I believe he would go on to receive a master's degree in humanities. I think this was in the year 1933. He was a part of let's just say this degree involved Torah, it involved the Talmud, the Gemara itself, and great abundance of knowledge with regards to the land of Israel in of itself. I think he would study other literatures of different languages also, and history with regards to other countries, I think including Greece and Rome, respectively. I think he would actually get a doctorate also in philosophy for his research on legal studies, let's just say, from the Babylonian Talmud. I think this would be in the year 1941. At that stage in time, he would be towards his late 30s. Now, he would go on to teach in the Doresh Sion Elementary School. Very interesting. This was what we mentioned about this just a few minutes ago inside this video clip. There was many other great rabbis, especially Sephardi rabbis, who would go on and have like some shape or form would be either studying in Doresh Sion or teaching in Doresh Sion, respectively. And I think he would be one of the teachers of the Ivri school also, and would very much educate and teach in of itself at a very, very high level. I think there was a David Yellin College of Education, Hebrew teacher seminary, who would be part of this place. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's based in Beit Kerem, if I'm at the moment, and I think we visited that vicinity also in this channel. He was, let's just say, one of the first Mizrahi rabbis to be appointed, like, say, a professor in the state of Israel. And he would become an associated professor in the Bible department of the Hebrew University. I think this would be in the year 1964, if I'm not mistaken. And at that stage in time, he would be in his very early 60s. He would be. I think come what the year 1971, he'd be promoted as a full professor at that point in time. 1972, I believe, he will retire from that position, and he would teach in various different Talmudic departments, Gemara departments at the Tel Aviv University and Bar Ilan University, and he would receive a honorary doctorate, I believe, in the year 1987. He would be. Very interesting enough. Okay, so he passed away on the 26th of Adar in the English year 1994. We're talking about, over here from time recording, 31 years ago. Now, he researched a lot within regards to all the different aspects of Jewish studies, within regards to Torah, the Talmud, and the land of Israel, which obviously astounding and absolutely amazing. Reported over, he would write 100 articles and books altogether, extensive books on various different commentaries on the Torah. Let's say looking at the methods of within regards to it, the Talmud in of itself, translations into Hebrew. I think he would translate into various different languages, including the Persian dictionary, a Greek dictionary, Aramaic Hebrew, translations on the Babylonian Talmud. And I think in 1928, for example, the structure of the language and grammar in of itself. I think many of his studies were concentrated into two books, respectively. These books, I believe, which we have to talk about, was Machkarim b'Mikra v'Iyunim b'Sfarot HaTalmud. These were on, I think, concentrating on Masechet Bava Kama. And he would actually go on to receive prizes because of these works, let's just say. I think including among the prizes, he would win the Tchernichovsky Prize in 1954. And for his book, the Medrashei Halacha, I think, Shel HaTanaim, but Talmud Bavli, he would win the David Yellin Prize in the year 1944, just before he would, around the time period, he was 40 years of age. He would publish 13 books with other scholars also, publishing many writings, I think, connected to the professor Rabbi Yaakov Nachman Halevi Epstein. Rabbi we mentioned about before. He was a researcher, I believe, a professor at Hebrew University and the founder of the Institute of Jewish Studies over there, respectively. He was a philologist also and concentrated on Maraic literature, very much so also. So he was the scholar of the Gedalian Aton, and Professor Benjamin D. Vria, so various professors and scholars he would actually write with. He published ancient manuscripts reported over for various different languages. And it's reported over, since he passed away, I think his sons continue to publish additional books from his manuscript. Now, he's involved with a lot of public activity also, which we should mention about. I think in the year 1932, to be precise, in February, he was, of that specific year, he was elected to the Jerusalem Community Committee, if I'm not mistaken, and representing a large Jewish community, and will be elected on his behalf as a member of the Religious Council of Jerusalem. Now, it's reported over that after Rabbi Uziel passed away, he was one of the Rishon LeZion's chief rabbis of Israel, Sephardi one. Some people wanted him to become the Sephardi chief rabbi at that point in time of the state of Israel. Some people wanted to nominate him, but he never formally, I believe, went for elections for this, but it was people did want him to have that position. He would be part of like the faculty deciding about the prizes of the Jerusalem Lisforot Toranit. He was part of the, I think, decision-making process to some, let's just say, degree in of itself. After his father passed away, the famous Rabbi Rachamim, who we mentioned about before, he would take his place and serve as a rabbi of the Persian community in Nachalat ציון, in a neighborhood in Jerusalem. This is a place I think we visited on various occasions before. Very, very great synagogue this happened to be. I think it's based in Nachlaot neighborhood. It was actually built, I think, in the 19th century and during the mid 20th century in of itself. And it's actually located in Agrippa and Betzalel streets, respectively. I recommend everyone to look into that. Now, it's actually interesting. He will be the head of the community yeshiva founded by his father, the Sharei Rachamim also. I think come what the year 1956, he would serve as a member of the Academy of Hebrew Language, and this would be until he passed away over here, and he would have various other, let's say, positions within regards to that. Now, let's look at his attitude within regards to the Medinat Israel, how he actually viewed it. He viewed it very positively. Let's say he did a lot of research on the land of Israel, and he would, many universities abroad would actually want him to come and do a sabbatical there, but he would refuse because he didn't want to leave Israel. He wanted to study and be part of Eretz Israel. He believed that the establishment of the land of Israel, the state of Israel, Medinat Israel, should be expressed through prayer also. He was one of the first rabbis to compose a tefillah for the state of Israel and Medinat Israel and IDF soldiers, and reported over. He would actually compose a special Al Hanisim on Independence Day, on I believe Yom Ha'atzmaut in itself. I think they were printed in various different books and incorporated them into the prayers in the synagogues founded by his father, reported over. Very interesting. Now, let's explore some Sfarim. He left many different great books. So we said that there was more than 100 writings and articles. Among them was Malon Esperanti Ivri, which was printed in Jerusalem. The Sefer Bios. This was a targum, a translation of the Midrashei Halacha, which was on the Tanaim and the Talmud Babli. Pirkei min Hag v'Halacha. This was, I think, printed in Jerusalem. Ashnav Talmud, the Hayachash Shevin, and the Malon Arami, and those various other. There was a whole list of books which I recommend everyone to look into. I'll just highlight a few more. I think in 1927 there was a Malon, that was Esperanti Ivri, which was a Hebrew dictionary from different languages. There was a Aramaic Hebrew English dictionary, which he printed, I think, which was actually printed in 2005 by the Feldheim publishers. That was after he passed away. Then 1961, another scripture was printed. But all throughout the years, there was various different books concentrating on the Midrashim of Halacha, of the Tanaim, of the Talmud Yerushalmi even, and the Talmud Bavli he would concentrate on. There would be other books, Malon Arami, for example, of Talmud Bavli, Malon Arami Avri Letargum Unclus, even became a votless for Talmud, which is printed in Jerusalem in Heitashin Lamed Gimel. And there would be also the Macharkim Mikra B'Tzugamo V'Rashab, which would come out at a later stage also. So many books. I recommend everyone to look into that. It is Hilula over here on Chaffav, the 26th of Adar. He was buried in Har Menuchot, the Mount of Rest burial plot in Jerusalem. He was over there. Don't forget to light candles in his memory. One of the famous Persian rabbis in Israel history, one of the great thinkers, you could say, also, and academics, also, and professors, also rabbinic professors. Please, friends, subscribe to the channel. We've already covered more than 830 Chachamim. We've concentrated on about maybe more than 20 Persian great rabbis of yesterday here. We're a community here, over here. If you happen to be related to any of these great rabbanim, please let me know. I'd love to hear more. If you feel anyone's interested in watching any of these videos, share these videos to other people also, and please subscribe to the channel. So wishing you blessings here from Israel. Take care and be well, everyone, and wishing you all well. Have a great day and take care.